right on schedule for me. The worst possible time of the year for me. Right on schedule. My mom has lost her fucking mind. She's not a little off. She's not acting up. She lost her fucking mind. She doesn't even know what day it is. She doesn't want to be with me because I'm like, you gotta lock your wheelchair. She's reaching for the toilet paper and the wheelchair's moving because again, I lock my side, she locks hers when we get to the bathroom as fast as possible so she does not pee herself. I'm the bad guy because she's forgetting the basic safety, necessary safety wheelchair 101 when it comes to not, having your blood brain splattered all over the floor again, Mom. Not brains, but you know what I mean. Because remember, she's out of her fucking mind crazy. If I am like, lock your wheelchair, like, what are you doing? Don't you yell at me, don't you tell me what to do. No, you're out of your mind fucking insane. I have to tell you what to do. You're out of your fucking mind crazy and putting you and me in danger, consequently. Okay? Worst possible time of year for me, and this is what I'm going through. Like a light switch, just like that. She was fine and then not. There was no build-up. There was, she's fine, and then she's not fine. But it was likely brewing since she heard about her friend's death and does not want to accept that. And then we're hearing about people dying. They're always saying people are dying. Well-known people on the TV, dying. So. She's exhausted. That's what's wrong. She's fucking exhausted. And she's exhausted. And that's going to compound the issue of her insanity. We already know that. You make my breakfast right now. She got mad because she fell asleep, thank God, for briefly at least. I had soul sessions on for her. They put on. She's acting like she slept. I slept. No, you slept an hour. Sleeping an hour is not sleeping, okay? And then she wakes up and she doesn't like the actor and actress because she's fixated on looks, on weight. She asked me, I don't like the looks of those people. She asked me, is my new caregiver overweight or heavy or whatever? I'm like, I don't know. She's a stranger. I never met her. Will she do exercise with me? Will she get on the... No, of course she's not. Will she get on the floor with me? Because the physical therapist is hardcore, coming only once a week, but working her like nobody ever has. Getting right on the floor and doing the band work, the legs in the wheelchair and back and forth. He does stuff, but he never gives her home exercises, and he doesn't coddle her, he doesn't baby her, he pushes her, and she's been rising to the occasion. But what's going to happen today? I said, I wish he had come in the morning. No, now I'm happy he's not. Now I'm happy he's not coming in the morning. He's coming later on, and if she's out of control and reveals it, he's going to be fucking shocked. Anybody who thinks my mom is just this nice, sweet, cooperative person, and they encounter the other side, okay, is fucking shocked. Because people want to not believe me. They want, but none of these people have experienced anything like this with her because they haven't had to. And he's going to be shocked. And he'll be like, why'd you even have me come? And I'll be like, I needed a witness. Maybe she'll be all right, but I doubt it. And she'll just say, I didn't sleep last night, I'm tired. And I will secretly take him aside and say she's not doing well, Or I'll text him afterwards, depending on how it goes down. Now I have to text people in Massachusetts, particularly that decades-long friend. She just talked to her the other day, and I'm going to be like, hey, I wasn't, I have heard something. I might have said about bringing dead people back to life, or she's going to bring her dead roommate back to life. I don't know. But I'm going to text her and say, yeah, sad news. My mom just suddenly out of the blue, I think it correlates. I think it's because of her former nursing home roommate dying suddenly, unexpectedly. No warning, no build up, no like dying of slow liver disease. She just died. Okay. Now, obviously, she didn't just die, she's sick or whatever, but I mean, it's not like it's something you're aware of where it's ongoing. And another thing, people don't want to be in nursing homes, okay? People tend to die because they don't want to be in a fucking nursing home if they're, this woman's age or whatever. Or she was in there for good, okay? My mom doesn't understand that. She doesn't understand the nursing home life. Like, people don't want to be in there. My mom's never had to stay in it for good. Alright, she's never had to stay in one for good. She always knows she's getting out. Anyhow, I'm gonna text that one. Be like, do my mom's, I'm just curious. She might not even text me back, but my mom has lost her fucking mind. She's not a little off. She's not gonna probably come out of this. It's probably gonna be bad. And there's nothing I can do about it. You cannot do anything because something might happen. You can only call somebody when something does happen, as in, 911 or whatever. That's reality, not just for me, for anybody in my situation, okay? You just wait. I disagree with Joe when he'll be saying, like, when my mom does unsafe things or whatever, she has a secret death wish. I don't think she does. I think her mind is just snapped, and it's only can, last so long being good when, when she's on decades of the necessary poison, the benefits outweigh the risks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We won't even go there because it's fucking pointless to do so. What it really comes down to now is, am I gonna survive? When my mom's behaving like this, she's fucking doomed. This is pure out of control. This is, she can't even keep her eyes open and they're tightly closed, and don't you tell me, lock you in, don't you tell me what to do, and I did. No, you didn't. That's why it's moving all around. You're trying to grab for the toilet paper, get on the toilet, and the wheelchair's moving. You didn't lock it. You're out of your fucking mind. You don't know what day it is. You don't know where you are. You didn't sleep at all. Barely. This is what I wrote this morning. Bad night. Mom bed at 10. She was unable to, this is just, yeah, fill in the blanks. Bad night. Mom bed at 10. Unable to sleep. Forever first love at 11. Still awake at 12. I created video, fell asleep 12:30. Mom woke up screaming at 3. If she slept, it was hardly at all. Just like me. She was out of her mind, believing her window was broken and somebody was going to kill us. Called Joe, I'm going to get dressed. I need to get out of here, blah, blah, blah. You know how that goes. It's the middle of the night and I've slept 2.5 hours and I just want to have her go back to bed, even if it's to watch a movie. And it's like, I need to get dressed. I need to go. Something's broken and I'm not even like, miraculously got her back into bed a half hour later since she needed to change. She peed on my hand. I put Forever First Love on for her. So again, okay. But Xfinity reset. It reset in the night. So when it reset and I was hearing stuff loud and I was hearing the day programs on that channel. And I was like, what the hell is that? And why isn't Forever for Love? It hasn't been long enough. Oh, because it had reset. So then I put it on for her again. She never fell asleep. And then Tubi, so she never fell asleep at all. Tubi played a different film. Mom called me to take her to pee at around 6. I rewound to the different Village of Soul sessions. I made her get in bed. She wanted to stay up. That wasn't happening. It was 6 o'clock. I'm going back to bed till 9. Okay? And then I wrote this. I'm going back to bed till 9. Remember, I'm on 2.5 hours sleep. Okay? You could say, well, you should have went back to bed. I was not. I was going to take advantage of this while Forever First Love's playing in there and she's not hearing me. And plus, I'm wired. I wasn't going to go back to sleep. I was hoping she would fall back to sleep, and she never did, okay? Apparently she did, like, just now, and then wakes up to a movie. I don't like that. I don't like that girl and guy. They're ugly. I want a different movie. And she's offended that it came on. And she fell asleep with the other one. Do you want me to put the other one back on? No, I don't want it. I want Forever First Love. Good. But at least they're good looking. And I wrote this. I made her get in bed. I was going back to bed until she wakes me up. I wasn't set my alarm. I was hoping in heaven she would go back. She would fall back to sleep from like 6 to 11 or something, or 6:30 to 11:30. But no, that didn't happen. She woke up and she's screaming because it's a different movie and she doesn't like the people. They're ugly. The guy and the woman. I didn't get a good look at them. I don't care. Okay. And then I wrote, if she gets up, nothing I can do. There isn't. Okay, I'm not going to guard her bed at night, you understand? And look what happened. She ended up with a brain bleed in the hospital for 2 weeks when I was sleeping in her bed with her. Speaking of which, she also was propositioning me last night before we went to bed. It was like when it was like 9, when she was going to go to bed like at 10 after watching that Magic Mike's Last Dance that she liked, okay? Can you sleep in the bed with me? Mom, you're in this little tiny medical bed. Of course I'm not going to sleep in the bed with you. And then she said some things that I'm like, don't you fucking say that to me. That is disgusting. That's repulsive. And, I'm not going to say them here. You can use your imagination, right? It's something along the lines that I told my therapist years ago in Massachusetts. You can see, well, your mother's very, very sick. Yeah. Don't you fucking say that to me, sick or not. Anyway. Then she's laughing her demonic laugh. Anyway, I made her get into bed like at 6 o'clock because I had 3 more hours. Okay? And now I can either sleep or try to sleep in the cold. Remember, I hate this house and there's no wall-to-wall carpeting and it's cold and But this just sums it up. If she gets up, nothing I can do. Okay? If she gets hurt or dies, nothing I can do. It's 6:26. It's 6:26 a.m. I'm going to sleep. In heaven, she would finally fall back to sleep and sleep until 11 or later. Because what matters when she's up all night is her sleep, and breakfast doesn't matter, and reading her doesn't matter, nothing matters. In hell, I'll awaken to a crash rather than to her frantically yelling my name, Laura, Laura. I woke to her yelling and screaming my name at least. I don't even know if she had to pee. She wasn't rushing to pee. She just wanted that movie off. She was offended that it came on and they're ugly and I want that off now. You shut that off now. I don't want to see them. They're ugly. They're ugly. I said, she's the nicest person. That's why people think that never experienced the other side of her, the demonic, vile, evil, vulgar side of her. Like they can't even imagine it. So if they don't want to accept it, they'll just think I'm making it up or something. Well, sadly, I'm not. And then Joe thinks, well, the other side of her is probably just an act, and this is how she really is inside. He's not going to give you a free ride or a free ticket or just say blame. He's not going to do that. That's his right to not attribute everything to mental illness. You know, she's still a free moral agent. She still chooses to want to watch things like Vampire in Brooklyn or True Blood or Charmed or whatever. You know, I wasn't putting on the fucking Fright Night that came on after. She watched part of that. That's not a horror movie. I think that it is. I still haven't looked it up, but it seems like it probably is. I believe it is. Fact is, I'm sure you know it goes without saying, I like her watching the nice romantic movies like Forever First Love and all the other ones she's watched on Tubi. I've found good ones that she's liked. She did not fall back to sleep except maybe briefly. She said she didn't watch the other movies. She needed to sleep, so thank God she fell back to sleep. 2 hours is better than nothing. Just like I think I fell back to sleep from 6:30, and I said, what did I say? It's 6:36. I'm going back to bed, and she started screaming for me before 8, so I slept about an hour. She slept. Hopefully she did fall asleep. I hope she falls asleep now. I hope she sleeps till 11 o'clock. I hope she pees into everything she's wearing. Oh, that's another thing. She's been like, I don't want to wear these things. I don't want to wear the liner. Mom, if you were going to be smart, you wear the one depends and the liner. Because when you only pee a fraction, we could just take the liner out and not have to change the depends. So if you want to get rid of something, you don't get rid of the liner ever, you get rid of the extra depends, and you don't wear 3 adult things, you just wear 2. And then I was telling her how she's wearing bigger ones because she wanted to wear the bigger ones. And that I was saying that only because she has to pull them up to here and pull the pajamas up, because I bought the big Equa something pajamas. I bought a few pairs of those, several pairs actually, because we share them off of Amazon from this company, and they're soft and they're nice and they're cheap, like $10 each, and but they're big. They're big for her wearing the 3 diapers, even though underneath that she's not heavy at all, and they're big for me because I like them big, and I've got the behind and the belly. The belly got smaller in the 80 hours of fasting, just water, which I'm going to try to do again right now, today. I haven't showered in 2 weeks, but hey, we did groceries Wednesday. Joe picked them all up, and I got more sweets than even. No, I didn't get more sweets than I normally get, but I got sweets, and then also that friend from her church friend sent chocolate, 2 things, 1 thing for each of us, a whole thing of chocolate, not the greatest chocolate, but not bad. It's edible, and I ate that, and I ate more sweets than her because I do that. She doesn't know that I bought 2 Edwards things of 2-pack lemon pies. I had 2 in one day, and then there was an extra one, and then I had an extra one. So, and she got 1 out of the 4, and I got 3. I ate hers yesterday, but I split the ice creams with her, and I split those chocolates with her. And she also gets the chocolate from her friend, and she still has a ton of that left. I down mine, like I said. I have the sweets in front of me, and I eat them like crazy. And then I also eat ate a whole thing of my Purely Elizabeth organic granola that I like. Granola cereal, original flavor. It's organic. I tasted some of my new soup that she's going to be eating. I made baby potatoes that I bought the brand new package. They had smaller potatoes. The last packages were called petite potatoes too, petite red organic potatoes. And they were like big, big. It just depends on the size of the ones they harvest and stick in the bag, you know. These were like the little ones, they're good. I decided to make them so they wouldn't go bad. The other ones have spuds all over them, and I was looking up, you technically can take all the spuds off, but you gotta be careful. Like, apparently spuds can be toxic on potatoes, but as long as you dig them out and dig out part of the potato's still good, if it's not soft. These are probably gonna have to throw away the whole bag. You know, that these days organic bag of potatoes is not cheap. They're delicacy, they're gourmet potatoes. Uh, but I didn't feel like dealing with those in the middle of the night. I made these potatoes the middle of the night, Wednesday, which was really into Thursday. I also cooked up a package of organic hamburger, added it to the bean noodles I already had from before, added spinach. I'll add more spinach, and my mom's going to be eating that, and I think I'm going to try to fast again. I said, it's not like she didn't try to go. And again, I'm battling insanity in her. It's not like she didn't try to go to bed last night. She even said in the bathroom last night, I'm really exhausted. She was talking like her normal. I'm really exhausted. I want to go to sleep. I don't want the TV on. And then she's in the bed at 10 and wide awake at 11. I was going to argue with her, and she's not asleep. And she woke up, and I took her to pee at oh no, I didn't take her to pee at 11. I don't think, if she just got to bed at 10 and peed right then. I don't think I took her to pee. She was still awake, and I calling out, and so I might have taken her to pee, might not. It really doesn't matter. The fact is, she wanted Forever First Love on, and I didn't argue. I had her have Forever First Love on, hoping that she'd fall asleep to it, and she didn't. She didn't. At 12 o'clock, she was still awake, and it was going to be ending soon. But she might have fallen asleep at that point because I went to sleep. She may have fallen asleep. It went on to a different movie like it always does. And hopefully she did fall asleep, because that would have been very brief sleep. That's why I wrote here, it's, okay, or I said in the other video, it's 3, she screamed at 3 a.m. So she's on no sleep if she slept 12 to before 3, and I slept 12:30 to 3. Because if I hear her and she's like, I was asleep. You're not asleep. You're in bed. You're relaxed. Well, I'm relaxed. That's not sleeping. Sleeping is if you actually fall asleep, like you definitely did this morning. But if we say, let's say she slept 12 to almost 3, or 12:30 to 3, like maybe 2.5 hours, and then she slept another hour, that's not enough sleep. All right. She'd been doing good where she was sleeping 4 or 5 hours at a time. And I was thinking the melatonin is a miracle thing, and it's going to knock her out no matter what. No, it's no match. It's no match for her insane brain. It's no match for her scrambled brain where her thoughts are just going haywire. It's no match, okay? Last night was proof of that, and the night before started to be proof of it. The night before wasn't ideal. It wasn't like last night's hell, but it wasn't ideal, you know. And the night before was, again, when we had the phone meeting where we got good news that her heart function has significantly improved. That's not going to save her if she fucking falls, because she's exhausted and belligerent and defiant. If she's exhausted and she listens and she realizes she's exhausted and I want to go to bed, or I'm going to not try to do anything stupid, or I'm going to make sure, if she does dangerous, careless things when she's exhausted. And her improved heart function that's approaching the good, because like he said, 100 is not what's good. Like if you're up in the 50s, that's good, and she's in the 40s from the 20s. he thought from the 36, because he asked from a year and a half ago, and I'm trying to find out when her really recent was. It has to be from just this year, okay? When I was told she was dying, and I was told her heart is really, really bad at 20s and no. And then I find out from her friend, no, you can be okay in the 20s, or I found out from somebody. Maybe it was the medical, maybe it was whoever it was, I found out that you can function all right. It's not like a death sentence like they were making it out to be, because they don't want to be bothered, or particularly the one nurse practitioner, not even a doctor, taking care of her in the ICU and making bad decisions, sending her too soon, having her come back worse than ever when she was sent too soon to the regular part of the hospital. Anyhow, she wanted to make it out dire. Your mom's heart, your mom's this, your mom's that. And my mom pulled through. You can survive. I've been told it from some medical provider, I forget where or when, but at the 20-something percent. It's not ideal. It's not pumping efficiently. But anyway, now it's up in the 40s. It's not going to help her if her mental illness causes her to be belligerent and defiant and do unsafe things and end up falling and smashing her head on the floor. Like, you know. It's not going to save her from her insanity, okay? That's why we had to have a debate that she's not even understanding. All she knew is I'm not going on the Watchman device. But she's not understanding the seriousness of it. So they discussed it with me. First her cardiologist discussed it with me. And then her primary care physician, her new one, which is mine. We got rid of the other one, thank God. At least I was able to do that. Thank God. I'm supposed to see mine. I'm supposed to find out if I can get I can't go unless I have a referral to the hospital to get a venous ultrasound. Because someone watching was concerned about it. They thought it was bulging. It's not. It's smooth, but still. Combined with excruciating leg cramps. Maybe I can get a referral and not have to pay for a venous ultrasound. Even if I'm not eligible for it, have them removed, that's cosmetic, but at least make sure everything's okay. But if I don't even make it to my doctor's, because here in Hellville I'm not allowed to ever have anything, and even though I set up to have her watched in the waiting room and whatnot, okay, if I can't even make it to my doctor's, because my mother's out of her mind insane, and it's unsafe to have her go with me. And sure as fuck, I'm not having anybody watch her here. Okay, we were supposed to meet this woman for the first time and get to know her in a nice, public controlled setting, where she hopefully would not even have to take my mom to the bathroom during my appointment, because I would take my mom at the last minute right before they're taking me in. And I also, if they tried to take me earlier, if we got there early or something on public transportation, then I would be like, I'm not going until my mom's caregiver that I'm paying arrives. We have to meet her and get to know her, and